Hello, and welcome to another episode of Global Table Talk, the podcast where every plate tells a story and every bite carries a piece of history. I'm so glad you're joining me today, because this episode is all about more than just food. It's about the hidden journeys and untold tales that have brought some of the world's most beloved dishes to our tables. We often think of food in terms of taste, sweet, savory, spicy, or comforting. But behind every iconic recipe is a story woven with threads of culture, survival, creativity, and often global exchange. These dishes weren't born in a vacuum. They were shaped by migration, colonization, war, trade, innovation, and sometimes even by accidents in someone's kitchen. And yet, they've endured. They've adapted. And today, they connect us across borders, generations, and languages. So, whether you're listening with a coffee in hand, on your commute, or in the kitchen cooking something delicious, I invite you to pause and reflect with me. Because today, we're taking a journey through time, learning how everyday meals became culinary legends. So, grab your fork or your chopsticks, or maybe even your hands, depending on the dish, and let's take a bite out of culinary history together. You might never look at your dinner the same way again. Let's begin our culinary journey in Italy, more specifically, in the heart of Rome, where spaghetti alla carbonara is beloved as a classic comfort food. Rich, creamy, though not always in the way you might think, salty, and deeply satisfying, carbonara is now a staple on menus across the world. But here's the twist. Despite its deep association with traditional Italian cuisine, carbonara's history may be far more recent and far more international than many realize. Historians generally trace the origins of carbonara back to the 1940s, during or just after World War II. When American troops were stationed in Italy, their field rations included staples like powdered eggs and bacon. These were unfamiliar ingredients to many locals, but Italian cooks, ever resourceful and creative, began incorporating them into their own culinary traditions. Combined with pasta and hard cheese, this improvised dish evolved into the earliest versions of what we now call carbonara. As time went on, Italians elevated the recipe into something more refined. Guanciale, a cured pork jowl, replaced bacon. Pecorino Romano took the place of generic cheese, and raw egg yolks were stirred into hot pasta to create a silky sauce, no cream necessary. In fact, among Italian purists, the addition of cream is considered culinary blasphemy. Still, carbonara continues to adapt and spark debate, making it a delicious symbol of how history, necessity, and culture can come together, right on your plate. Now, let's hop across the Atlantic and land in the vibrant streets of Mexico City, where one of the most beloved and flavorful street foods is served sizzling hot, tacos al pastor. These tacos are a feast for the senses, tender slices of marinated pork, slow-roasted on a vertical spit known as a trampo, then shaved off in thin, juicy layers and nestled into soft corn tortillas. They are often topped with finely chopped onions, fresh cilantro, and a sweet tart slice of grilled pineapple, creating a perfect balance of savory, spicy, and sweet. But did you know this quintessentially Mexican dish actually has Middle Eastern roots? In the early 20th century, waves of Lebanese immigrants arrived in Mexico, many settling in Puebla and Mexico City. They brought with them their traditional method of preparing meat, shawarma, where seasoned lamb is cooked on a rotating vertical spit. Over time, Mexican cooks adopted and transformed this technique. Pork, more popular and widely available in Mexico, replaced lamb. Indigenous spices like achiote, cumin, and chili were added to create a bold new flavor profile. And somewhere along the way, pineapple was introduced, possibly as a local twist, or to balance the richness of the meat. The name al pastor, meaning in the style of the shepherd, pays homage to this Lebanese influence, nodding to the original lamb-based dish. Today, tacos al pastor are more than just food. They are a symbol of cultural fusion, innovation, and the delicious possibilities that come from blending traditions. Let's now journey to the bustling heart of Delhi, where one of the most iconic Indian dishes was born, butter chicken, or as it's traditionally known, mirf makhni. This dish has become a global comfort food, creamy, mildly spiced, and rich with the deep flavors of tomato, butter, and warm Indian spices. You'll find it gracing menus in restaurants from Mumbai to Melbourne, and even as a ready-made favorite in grocery stores around the world. But this crowd pleaser has humble, almost accidental origins. The story begins in the 1950s at the legendary Moti Mahal restaurant in Delhi. The chefs there were faced with a practical problem: what to do with leftover tandoori chicken, which could dry out if not eaten fresh. Their solution? Simmer it in a luscious sauce made from tomatoes, butter, cream, and spices. The result was revolutionary. Tender meat revived in a silky, flavor-packed gravy that was both comforting and indulgent. Butter chicken quickly gained popularity, not just among locals, but also foreign visitors. It became a perfect bridge between Indian cuisine and Western tastes, especially during a time when India was redefining its identity in the post-colonial world. Interestingly, butter chicken is often confused with chicken tikka masala, a dish that likely emerged in the UK, created by South Asian immigrants to suit British preferences. While both are creamy, tomato-based curries, butter chicken is the original, rooted in Indian culinary history and innovation. It's more than a meal. It's a symbol of ingenuity, adaptation, and the enduring appeal of Indian flavors. Next, we head to Japan, a country where food is not only nourishment, but a reflection of precision, balance, and beauty. One of its most iconic contributions to the world of cuisine is, of course, sushi. But while we often picture sushi as delicate slices of raw fish atop perfectly seasoned rice, its story is far older and more surprising. The origins of sushi stretch back over 1,000 years, and can actually be traced to Southeast Asia. The earliest form, called nerazushi, was all about preservation rather than presentation. Fish was packed in fermented rice and left to cure for months. When it was finally time to eat, the rice was discarded and only the fish was consumed. It was pungent, functional, and nothing like the sushi we enjoy today. Fast forward to Japan's Edo period, 1603 to 1868, and things began to evolve. In bustling Tokyo, then known as Edo, street vendors started serving nigiri sushi, vinegared rice formed by hand with a slice of fresh fish on top. It was the perfect grab-and-go food, quick to prepare, delicious, and made with ingredients from local fish markets. This marked sushi's transformation from a preservation technique to a culinary art form. In the 20th century, sushi began its global journey, especially in the United States. But unfamiliarity with raw fish led to creative adaptations. Enter the California roll, with avocado, cucumber, and imitation crab. It was sushi, reimagined for Western palates. Today, sushi stands as a symbol of both tradition and innovation, proof that a dish can evolve without losing its soul. Now let's dig into one of the most universally adored comfort foods, French fries. Crispy, golden, and satisfying, served with everything from ketchup to truffle aioli, they've become a staple on menus around the world. But the big question is, where do they actually come from? Despite the name, it's not as straightforward as it seems. Many believe the true origin of fries lies not in France, but in Belgium. According to Belgian law, villagers in the Meuse Valley had a habit of frying small fish caught in the river. But when the river froze over in the winter, they turned to slicing and frying potatoes instead. This practice may date back as far as the late 1600s or early 1700s. The story goes that during World War I, American soldiers stationed in Belgium encountered this delicious snack. Since the Belgian army primarily spoke French, the Americans reportedly called them French fries, and the name stuck. France, on the other hand, also lays claim to the fry, pointing to Parisian street vendors selling pommes frites in the 18th century, particularly along the Pont Neuf Bridge. The French argue that these early versions of fries were integral to their street food culture, long before the Belgians made them famous. Regardless of where they were born, French fries took the world by storm, evolving into Belgian-style frites served with mayonnaise, American fast food staples, and even Canadian poutine, smothered in gravy and cheese curds. One humble dish, countless delicious variations, each with its own story to tell. And speaking of fusion food, let's talk about one of the most debated and beloved dishes in the UK, chicken tikka masala. Rich, creamy, mildly spiced, and served with tender pieces of grilled chicken, it's often considered Britain's true national dish. But what's fascinating is that it's not entirely Indian, and not entirely British either. The story goes back to the 1970s, when a Bangladeshi or Indian chef in Glasgow, Scotland, is said to have improvised the recipe. According to local legend, a diner ordered chicken tikka, a dish consisting of grilled, marinated chicken pieces, but found it too dry. To remedy this, the chef supposedly whipped up a quick sauce using tomato soup, cream, and spices, creating what we now know as chicken tikka masala. While the exact origin remains disputed, this tale reflects how the dish likely came about, through creativity, adaptation, and customer demand. What makes chicken tikka masala so special is how it symbolizes the culinary bridge between South Asian traditions and British tastes. It's milder and creamier than most traditional Indian curries, making it more approachable for a wide range of palates. Over time, it became a favorite across the UK, served in takeaways, pubs, and high-end restaurants alike. Today, chicken tikka masala is more than just a popular menu item. It's a cultural icon representing immigration, innovation, and the way food can bring different worlds together on a single plate. Let's head now to the sun-soaked region of Valencia on the eastern coast of Spain, where paella isn't just a dish, it's a symbol of regional pride and national identity. With its golden hues, savory aromas, and festive presentation, paella is one of the most recognized Spanish dishes around the world. But behind its colorful presentation lies a humble and resourceful origin. The name paella actually refers to the wide, shallow pan in which the dish is cooked. Traditionally, paella was a working-class meal prepared by farmers and laborers in the fields. They would gather what ingredients they had on hand, typically rabbit, chicken, beans, snails, and short-grain rice, and cook them together over an open fire. Saffron, now a defining flavor and color of the dish, was added both for taste and its vivid golden color. As the dish spread and evolved, especially along the coast, variations developed, most famously the seafood paella, paella de mariscos, which includes ingredients like shrimp, mussels, squid, and sometimes lobster. Each region, and even each family, may have its own twist on the recipe. Today, paella is not just a meal, it's an event. It's common to see giant paella pans simmering at festivals, family gatherings, and street fairs, bringing people together around the shared experience of food. Whether you're eating the traditional Valencian version or a modern seafood variety, paella continues to represent the rich agricultural and cultural diversity of Spain, served one generous scoop at a time. Finally, let's sink our teeth into a dish That's become a global symbol of American fast food culture, the cheeseburger. While the hamburger itself traces its roots back to the German city of Hamburg, where minced beef was popular, the addition of cheese to this classic sandwich is a uniquely American twist. The exact origin story of the cheeseburger is a bit of a delicious mystery, with several competing claims. One popular tale credits a young Californian teenager named Lionel Sternberger, who supposedly experimented by adding a slice of cheese to a hamburger patty in the early 1920s while working at his father's sandwich shop. Other stories point to diners and restaurants in Colorado and Kentucky that claim to have invented the cheeseburger independently during the 1930s. Whatever the true story, the cheeseburger quickly captured America's imagination. Its creamy, melty cheese combined with a juicy beef patty and soft bun made it the perfect comfort food. The rise of drive-ins, diners, and fast food chains like McDonald's in the mid-20th century helped turn the cheeseburger into a cultural icon, symbolizing convenience, indulgence, and the American way of life. Today, cheeseburgers come in countless variations worldwide, from classic diner styles to gourmet versions topped with exotic cheeses and artisanal buns. But no matter how fancy they get, the cheeseburger remains a nostalgic, satisfying favorite for millions, reminding us how simple ingredients can come together to create something truly iconic. As we wrap up today's journey, it's clear that food is so much more than just the flavors on our plates. Every dish carries with it layers of history, culture, and human experience. Behind each bite lies a story, stories of migration, of adaptation, of resilience, and creativity. These recipes have been passed down through generations, reshaped by the people who make them and the places they travel to. Think about it. The meals we enjoy today often reflect centuries of exchange between cultures, moments of necessity, and bursts of innovation. Whether it's a humble street food or a dish served in a grand dining hall, food connects us to our past and to one another. So next time you sit down to enjoy your favorite meal, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey that brought it to your table. Ask yourself, who created this dish and why? What stories does it tell about the people and places behind it? This curiosity not only enriches our eating experience, but also deepens our understanding and respect for different cultures. Thank you for joining me on this delicious exploration. If you enjoyed today's episode, please follow the podcast and share it with fellow food lovers. Until next time, eat well, stay curious, and keep exploring the endless flavors of the world.